is either you migrate to full cost-reflective commercial tariff, or government will stop funding other sectors and they will concentrate on power and provide 3 trillion naira for subsidy. That is the decision for Nigerians to make. So, increased investment across the value chain for infrastructural improvement, capacity expansion, and transmission automation. We need to increase investment. And once liquidity comes in, there will be fund for investment. Banks will also be able to provide fund. Diversification of power generation to absorb renewables and facilitate the nation's journey to energy transition targets. And encourage distributed power strategy in conjunction with subnational governments, focusing on embedded power model to reduce pressure on the national grid and to ensure alternative electricity supply to discos. State governments can have their small generating companies and embed it into the existing distribution network of the discos of 33 kV lines or 11 kV lines and provide power to the people in the state. Radius 50, 60 kilometers, 33 kV lines, we'll take it. And that will be alternative power supply to the states or to the discos, apart from the one that's coming from the thermal plants and the hydropower plants. So, development of a rural electrification plan from bottom up and a top-down approach to identify the unserved and the underserved rural and suburban communities. This will enable the government to direct targeted subsidy through rural electrification agencies at a national and subnational level using the renewables. For example, small hydro, solar microgrid, solar home systems, and wind technology. We must have a rural electrification strategy, which we are working on now, because whether we like it or not, some communities will not be attractive for the discos to extend their grid. It's not commercially viable. Government will come to their aid and provide renewable energy in terms of solar home systems, solar street lights, mini grids, microgrids, and all that. It will be provided. So, lastly, develop and expand capacity for sectoral regulation. We need to expand and upgrade our capacity for sectoral regulation. Regulation is number one. It is key. We need to raise our games in regulation without fear or favor. We must ensure that the market operators, they comply with market rules. Then the technical inspection and sectoral expertise. We need to grow our NEMSA, Electricity Management Service Agency. If we bring in 1 million meters today, do we have personnel to install 1 million? 1 million? We need to upgrade the NAPTI, that's the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria. We need to upgrade them. So these are issues that we must, but if there is no liquidity, how do you do all this? So NEC, NEMSA, NAPTI, they are the forum for capacity and operational upgrade in the ministry. So that is the issues confronting the sector. But just in 2 minutes, I will let you know things that we are doing. Because the expression I'm seeing on these faces, you look scared, you look intimidated. Are we going to have solution to this sector? No. It is better for us to lay the cards on the table so that you have accurate information about what is happening, so that you can also manage your expectations, so that you can also reduce the abuses, you can reduce the causes, you can reduce the embarrassment, you can reduce the call for resignation. Because nobody is a magician. But once you have the passion, the tenacity, and the readiness to serve, we will achieve it in one day. And I'm promising that I'm fit for this job, and I will deliver. I can tell you that. So, the ongoing activities in the ministry and its agencies to improve power supply, what we have started since January, all through to the end of the year. What we are doing is to augment the capacity of our hydro and thermal power plants in terms of their operational capacity, at least to achieve nothing less than 50% of capacity. Number one, we have added a new hydropower plant, which is a large hydro plant at Zungeru. It has a capacity for 700 megawatts. If this one comes in, it will be good news for Nigeria. It's been handed over to the concessionaire. We have finished the concession. So within any time from now, they will start production. We have tried test production last year. It worked very well. So any moment from now, we are going to add that 700 to our national grid, and to reduce or to improve power supply, even as we are talking about shortage of gas supply. Number two is that we are also talking of financing the required infrastructure to enable complete evacuation of the 40 megawatt Kashimbila hydropower plant in Taraba State using promissory note facility at the Debt Management Office. We have a completed hydropower plant in Kashimbila in Taraba State. I've been there. I was there live. I looked at everything. It's a modern day hydropower plant with very reliable and durable machines and equipment. But as I'm telling you, we can only evacuate 10 megawatt out of 40. So what we are doing is to finance the completion of the infrastructure required to ensure that there's a complete evacuation of that 40. If you had additional 40 to our hydro plants, hydropower, it's also a lot. 40 megawatt is a lot. That 10 megawatt alone is servicing almost everybody around that Taraba community. But we now need to evacuate the remaining 30 megawatt to where the power is required, where the load is required. So we are working with the Debt Management Office, DMO, for promissory notes, and the contractors will fund the infrastructure. We are also resuscitating the abandoned 26 small and medium-sized hydro plants across the country with solar hybridization. This will adopt embedded power model with connectivity to the regional discos network. This is so easy. It doesn't have to go through the national grid. We have small dams with 10 megawatts, 6 megawatts, 1 megawatt across. We have one in Oyo State, Ikere Gorge Dam. We have one in Ogun State, Oyo, and we have across Nigeria. If we rehabilitate this, we are going to be supplying national power to the states. And they don't need to go to the national grid on the 330 or 132 kV lines. They will be on the 33 kV line within the distribution network of the states. And this will be backup power. Then we are completing the 20 megawatt wind solar hybrid power plant in Katsina State. We have completed the 10 megawatts wind. We are now hybridizing it with a solar of another 10 megawatts. Once we complete that, that's another 20 megawatts coming from Katsina State. And we are completing the infrastructure required for complete evacuation of there is a 30 megawatt Gurara Dam power plant, which has been there for years. It was abandoned. Now we have a vendor that is ready to invest in the infrastructure and evacuate the entire 30 megawatt of hydro. At least all these hydropower plants, they are very stable power without any gas input as raw materials. So we are working on that. Then we are revisiting the abandoned 15 independent power plant, IPP solar plant in the northern part of the country, and developing an IPP solar auction with support of the World Bank. World Bank is working with us on this. They have concluded their investigation on determining how much of solar energy our grid can absorb. If we have 50 megawatts across 15 locations, we are talking about 750 megawatts of solar energy that will plug into the grid. This is also one good news that I need to let you know, and we're going to let you know the progress on this. Then the augmentation of the operational capacity of the NIPP power plants under the Niger Delta Power Holding Company to at least 50%. All the power plants working under the NDPHC, we can augment their capacity and let them operate at minimum of, they have about 5,000 megawatt capacity, but you're operating at almost less than 600. 600 megawatts from 5,000. If it is 2,500 and we can actually make them operate, I think it goes a long way. So we are working on that. Then lastly is the resolution of the gas supply issues to the GENCOs. In liaison with the Ministry of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning, and Office of the Special Advisor on Energy to the President, to settle the huge outstanding debt obligations to the GENCOs and the GASCOs using cash injection and guaranteed debt instruments. We're working on that, and I believe we're going to come up with good results with the backing of Mr. President. It's a lot of money, truly. And I can tell you that even the Minister of Finance cannot sleep. He's been looking everywhere for money. That's the coordinating minister for the economy. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning is also bothered about this outstanding debt. Because a shame to one is a shame to all. And they know how important this sector is to other sectors in the economy. So now we are resolving that. Then we are working with the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, my very good friend, I had a meeting with him too.